Reality check, man, from your device, it's a unique one, aromatic realistic TV. Anyway, today, my viewers and subscribers, we want to take a look at the minimum wage. And the people of Jamaica is working for less than 20 US dollars for a day. 8 hours for less than 20 US dollars. Around 16 or $17 for 8 hours. And I remember when the Prime Minister of Jamaica went to Montego Bay to announce the local government election. He told the people in that gathering, say, I love the poor, but I hate poverty. I love the poor, but I hate poverty.
This is the Small Axe, Jesse Royal, aka Natty Pablo, representing for Aromatic Realistic TV. On all backbiters, the hypocritical two-siders, we call them modern day Jews.
Poverty is being extremely poor. When somebody said that you are in poverty, it simply means that you are being extremely poor. Is this Prime Minister look like somebody who cares about the extremely poor people of Jamaica? That's the question this morning. But I am going to play the clip. And after I play that clip, then we will dissect. Take it away.
I love the poor, but I hate poverty. You understand what I mean?
Make I play it back one more time.
I love the poor, but I hate poverty. You understand what I mean?
I love the poor, but I hate poverty. Do you understand what I mean? I love the poor, but I hate poverty. Do you understand what I mean? That I play it one more time.
I love the poor, but I hate poverty. You understand what I mean? I love the poor, but I hate poverty. You understand what I mean? I love the poor, but I hate poverty. You understand what I mean?
So that was the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Question here. But the real question here is now there for 8 years. And what has he done to improve your standard of living? He is in power now for 8 long years. And what has he done to improve your standard of living? He increases salary from 9 million to 28 million a year. He increased his salary by taking a 300% increase from 9 million to 28 million a year. I love the poor, but I hate poverty. Do you understand what I mean? Is this man look like him love the extremely poor people of Jamaica? Who is giving the people of Jamaica 16.50 to 17 US dollars a day for an 8-hour shift and 80 something dollars a week and 13,000 Jamaican a week? Is this man who you just see on the stage look like say him care about the extreme poor of Jamaica? Anyway, my viewers and subscribers, I want you to listen the Prime Minister as Cliff Hughes interviewed him a day or two after the local government election. When he said to Cliff Hughes, I was in Raytown on the campaign the other day, and a young lady came up to me and she said, Prime Minister, can you increase the minimum wage? The Prime Minister replied, as he said to Cliff Hughes, I replied, but I just did. I raise it 100%. It tells, as he replied to Cliff Hughes again, it tells you that, yes, it is 100%, but the wage were very low to start with, and then inflation. So they are real challenges. I am going to play the tape now with the Prime Minister of Jamaica, and after we will dissect it. Take it away.
Campaigning, and a young lady came up to me and she said, Prime Minister, you can't increase the minimum wage. I said, but I just did. I increased 100%. It tells you that, yes, it's 100%, but the wages were very low to start with, and then the inflation.
Yes.
So there are real challenges, and
So
we can't ignore those.
You're in trouble politically, given the results on Monday. Yes? The opposition came out of those elections.
You hear what the Prime Minister
Yes?
said?
Are we likely?
You hear what the Prime Minister just said? I was campaigning in Raytown the other day, and a young lady came up to me and she said, Prime Minister, can you increase the minimum wage? But I want you to listen keenly to the reply of the Prime Minister and what he said. But I did. I raise it 100%. But listen, it tells you that, yes, it is 100%. But the wage were very low to start with. And then think about inflation. I raise it 100%. It tells you that, yes, it is 100% I give, but the wage were very low to start with. And then inflation. So they are real challenge. So if he knew that the wage was low to start with, and then take inflation into consideration, then he would knew that the 100% raise is not going to do anything for the poor who he said that he loved. This is it, Jamaica. Yes, I did. Raise it 100%. It tells you that, yes, it is 100%. But the wage were very low to start with. And then take to consideration inflation went up. So they are real challenge. So the Prime Minister of Jamaica knew that we start with the 100% increase and the minimum wage, it can't help. The least him could give the people a 250% raise, because it's his words, it's not my words. His words is that it tells you that, yes, although I give 100%, but the wage were very low to start with in the beginning, and then take inflation into consideration. The 100 is just a drop in the bucket. It can't help the same poor people them who is say, I love the poor and I hate poverty. If you love the poor and you hate poverty, and they know what you mean, then why you give them 100% and you know to begin the wages was already low, and then to put inflation into that 100% can't cut it, that nah do nothing to them, and that you just tell Cliff use. I give them 100% raise, but the wage were very low to start with. I give them 100% raise, but the wage were very low to start with. And then inflation, you know that 100%, nah go cut it, nah go do nothing for them. And you are on stage talking about you hate poverty and you love the poor. Do you see what I mean? But you knew that to begin with, it was very low. It was very low. And inflation. So although you give 100%, it no make no sense. In our reach, the maths now add up. That's your word. It's not mine. I am going to play back your words again so the people can dissect it properly.
Campaigning. And a young lady came up to me and she said, Prime Minister, you can't increase the minimum wage. I said, but I just did. I increased 100%. It tells you that, yes, it's 100%, but the wages were very low to start with. And then the inflation.
Yeah.
So there are real challenges. And
So tell me.
Campaigning. And a young lady came up to me and she said, Prime Minister, you can't increase the minimum wage. I said, but I just did. I increased 100%.
You hear what the man said?
It tells you.
And I want you to tell me if this is not the definition of evil. I want you to tell me if this is not the definition of evil. I was on the campaign trail the other day, and a young lady came up to me and she said to me, Prime Minister, can you increase the minimum wage? The Prime Minister replied to her, but I just did. I raise it 100%. The Prime Minister of Jamaica replied to her, but I just did. I raise it 100%. He continued. It tells you that, yes, although I give 100%, but the wage were very low to start with. It tells you that, yes, Me give you 100%. But the wage were very low to start with. And on top of that, put in inflation. It now cut it. It now work. It now make no sense. That is what he was telling Cliff Hughes. Although me give them 100%, because the wage went so low already, and inflation is in the mix, it now gonna make no sense. That's what he exactly tell Cliff Hughes. The 100% no make no sense, because we start with the wage went too low, and on top of that put in inflation, things gone sky high. So the 100% no make no sense. So I want you to tell me if this is not the definition of evil. The Jamaican people who are earning minimum wage is working less than 17 US a day. And for the week are working like 85 US. And at the end of the week, 13,000 minimum wage. Almighty God of Nazareth. And he is on stage talking about, I love the poor and I hate poverty. You don't understand what I mean. But when him a talk to him body Cliff Hughes, him go tell Cliff Hughes, say, although me go no 100% raise, it no make no sense, because the minimum wage were already low. And on top of that, put in inflation, it now cut it, it now make no sense. And he's talking about he loved the extremely poor in Jamaica. Think about that, Jamaica. The Prime Minister of Jamaica is not doing anything to improve the people's condition. The Prime Minister of Jamaica, he is not doing anything to improve the people's standard of living. The Prime Minister of Jamaica is not doing anything to improve the citizen of Jamaica's standard of living. When the Prime Minister increased his salary from 9-point-something million to 28 million a year, and giving the citizen of Jamaica 13,000 a week, less than 17 US a day, and 80 to 85 US a week. And he's saying that he hates poverty and he loves the poor. You know, see what I mean? So the question is, my viewers and subscribers, whose interest is the Prime Minister of Jamaica working for? Whose interest is the Prime Minister of Jamaica working for? That's the question we have to ask. He is there now for 8 years. And what has he done to improve our standard of living? Those are the questions that we need to ask. Whose interest is he there to serve? Is the people of Jamaica, or is the people behind the scene who is calling the shot? Because every day we are seeing it clear and clear that our Prime Minister is just a puppet. And the people who are behind the scene, who he is working for, those are the people, interests, who he is there to serve. Huh? He changed out our currency. He changed our money. Who does that benefit? Changing out our currency. The poor people of Jamaica, who are living in extremely poor situation. by him changing out the money help us? No, it did not help us. He's bragging and boasting about highway. 95% of we poor people who are extremely poor and can hardly make ends meet. We now use highway. And if we do use highway, we get charged for it because we have to pay the toll. Highway no benefit the extremely poor people of Jamaica. I want you to take a look on the GCT. The Prime Minister of Jamaica and his Finance Minister removed GCT from horses. Horse that run over Cayman as parking. You know that a rich people sport. Poor people cannot buy horse. So when you expect that the Prime Minister would charging these people to pay their fair share of taxes, he is reducing it. Remove GCT from horse and goats to import in the budget. In the budget presentation recently, the Finance Minister, because that's what he is, Finance Minister. Not finance, no, finance. Hands were run up on the Minister, Nigel Clark. Remove GCT from raw food, from grown provision. The tomato, the onion, the ginger, the carrot, just name it. The apples, the pear, just name it. He removed GCT from all of those things. Take to consideration, we have a struggling agriculture sector who is finding it hard to survive. Internationally, they are not exporting nothing. And locally, they have it hard to sell their product. And when you remove the GCT from imported raw food, grown provision into Jamaica, now people gonna start import in quantities, huge amounts. Is the local farmer will able to stand that pressure, knowing that when you import in quantities, you get stuff cheap, so you can sell a pound of carrot for $50, while a local grown farmer of his price at 100, can he compete? I tell you, in Jamaica. So the move that Nigel and Andrew is making is to cripple the local agriculture sector and have us string and imported food. Problem ahead. Problem ahead. My warning or my message to every single Jamaican who have a backyard, who no go and go plant no banana, go plant no planting, go get a breadfruit sucker, go plant back no cane, go plant back no yam, go plant back no dashi, no cocoa, plant back no bean, who no get involved. The system are against you. The system are against you. The agriculture system is under attack. The agriculture sector is under attack. Wake up and smell the coffee. Wake up and smell the coffee. How can a government remove GCT from imported raw food when the government should be pumping money in our agriculture sector? Because everybody out there now is dealing with food harvesting, protecting their food. And instead our government protect our food, they remove GCT so we can import more junk. They are killing out the local agriculture sector. Take sleep and mark that, Jamaica. Take sleep and mark that. All the things that this man introduced is not benefiting the extremely poor people of Jamaica. Nothing that this man introduced, he talk about the highway. It is not benefiting the extremely poor of Jamaica. In change out the money, it is not benefiting the extremely poor of Jamaica. In get GCT pan racehorse. Now in get GCT for import food. In get GCT pan goat meat. None of those things above is improving the standard of living for the Jamaican that live in extremely poverty. And what he is doing now, he is forcing on us, the Jamaican people, to get a national digital ID needs. He is forcing now on the Jamaican people national digital ID needs. Whose interest this man is working for? Whose interest the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness, is working for? It is pretty clear. It is pretty clear and obvious. It is not the people of Jamaica. It's not the extremely poor people of Jamaica. It's the people who are behind the scene, the oligarchs and the friends, and the international sources. The question that we must ask as a people, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, he is there now in power for 8 years. The Prime Minister of Jamaica is there now in power for 8 years. And what has he done to improve your standard of living? What has he done the 8 year that he is in power to improve your standard of living? You think to just to go on a political stage and say you hate poverty and you love the poor can't cut it. That will never cut it. That will never cut it. What did he tell Cliff Hughes, my people? I was on the campaign train the other day. And a young lady came up to me and she said to me, Prime Minister, can you increase the minimum wage? The Prime Minister replied to Cliff Hughes, but I just did. I raised it 100%. But the 100% that I raised it, me know say, it not gonna make ends meet. He goes on and he stated, it tells you that yes, it is 100%. But the wage were very low to start with. And then inflation on top of that. So they are real challenge to face. They are real challenge to face. So if you know that the wage to even start with, to even begin with, the wage is too low. And to also put inflation in that where everything is now sky high. You know that you giving them 100% raise. It no make no sense. It now cut it. It make the situation worse. And you still give them the 100%. You know that things is rough and tough. You give yourself 300% raise. Your salary now increased from 9 point something million to 28 million a year. Because you know inflation is high. But the people them who you claim that you love, you hate poverty and you love the poor. You refuse to give them something to improve their standard of living. So every farmer in a Jamaica, you better wake up and smell the coffee. And if you think say go get easier pan you, zebra when say red, redder than cool. Look how much innocent man gone down in a hole. Eh? Because they never see God in them soul. You are being incompetent. You see the reality and they try to deny it. Trelawney vote for the man. Sentence go vote for the man. And St. Elizabeth. The three main parish. Trelawney down where they say the yam then come from. Trelawney where the yam then come from. St. Elizabeth and Sentence. Vote for the man. And look, 2 weeks later, what the man do to you? GCT pan import. You no go sit down pan food them. Then go rotten pan you. Because them a drive the agriculture sector into the ground. Because their mission is to destroy agriculture in Jamaica. Their mission is to destroy agriculture in Jamaica. Ask yourself the question, whose interest the Prime Minister did it for? And no phone up because no wine do and if it benefit the man in the extreme poverty. After the 1% of Jamaica. And somehow no income poor vagabond still run back at this man. The Prime Minister of Jamaica, he is there now for the past 8 years. And what has he done to improve your standard of living? The Prime Minister of Jamaica, he has been there now for 8 long years. And what has he done to improve your standard of living? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Anyway, stay tuned to Aromatic Realistic TV. Like and share and follow us over YouTube. Touch the notification bell and the little thing one name all. So anytime I drop a video, you should be the first to know. To tell them, say, I God and good road. Be well, my people. The signature word. Art of love. Art of love. Art of love. Peace out, my people.